All right, so we're here, XAR today, and we are going to show off some basic ideas of redstone gating. We're only going to show like two for the moment, but these are ones that you can do that are very important for things kind of like this behind me. So this is a GregTech way of doing a RS latch. This is the vanilla way. For anybody that doesn't know, you hit the button, it flips aside. You can keep hitting the button, it'll do absolutely nothing until you hit the other button, and that'll flip the other side. For anybody that's seen me automate boilers, this is what we use for our boiler automation to tell the boilers when to turn on and when to turn off. But he or someone on our GT Discord found that you can make it with GregTech way more simple, which is just two red alloy wires with redstone torches on the end. Throw me a redstone wire, dude. So for anybody that didn't know, you can place a redstone wire and you can put a torch on whatever side you want. And then that will give you the ability to invert the signal. So if you have a red signal and you want, or an on signal and you want an off signal, you can easily invert it without having to do the full block thing like what you do have to do here. You can just do it by throwing it onto a wire like that. You can also do it with a repeater, but who wants to go through a whole repeater when you can just do a single torch? And the repeater doesn't really work like a repeater, it just works like a torch from what I can tell. If somebody knows the difference, please leave it in the comment for people, but this is your basic RS latch in GregTech 6. It'll just flip it back and forth, and then you just connect your wire to, wait a minute, where do you connect your, to the top of the block?
Any side of this block that's not in use already can be an output. It's also an input. So if you hit this, if you hit the other side, the other one, it'll trigger it again.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. They're universal at this point, other than the ones with the torches on it, and you can even use those if you really want to. But I'd be careful about that.
Okay, because on this one we typically would put a redstone line connected to there or connected to there, depending on if we wanted the high side or the low side. I've never connected it to the block before, so that's why I was asking if we were supposed to connect it to the wire or to the block.
Yeah, if you see, we can put these here or here. You can flip it here, there. You can use the button. Whichever side is not inverted can be the signal.
Okay. And then this one over here is a pulse generator, and there are two different pulse generators in vanilla. I will let him explain what this is doing after I show you the vanilla way. He can show you the GregTech way. So this is a pulse generator that you'll generally see me use. Again, we use this a lot when we're automating boilers. So if we hit the button, it will create one pulse. No matter how long you leave that on for, it'll never send a second pulse until you turn it off and turn it back on. This one is actually different. We just found out before we started because it does it on the release of the button. So you see no pulse happens at the initial hit of the button. the button has to pop out, then it does the pulse. Same thing with the lever. You turn the lever on, it does nothing until you turn the lever off. So that's the two different ways of making a single pulse out of a signal in vanilla. And this is the GregTech one and why we need it.
Yeah, so this is basically the same thing. We have a pulse former. We can technically use either the rising version with the comparator or the falling version, or the falling version with the repeaters.
3 repeaters.
So we get our lovely out. Where this becomes important is when we're talking with the hoppers, we need to keep a high signal on them so that we can keep items in the hopper. So there's some prismane blocks in this as it is, and then if we set this up correctly, we'll get one out of here. But you can't just like drop your hopper in here and just like set that. We just put a fresh hopper in and whack the button here. We get a.
That's not your fresh one.
That's not the fresh. Nope, it's not the fresh one.
It only dropped one. That's definitely not the fresh one.
There we go.
Take 2.
All right.
There
so
you go.
It dropped the whole stack, which is not what we wanted. It did. The high signal kept it from dropping until the signal fell, which is great, but not what we want. So say we only wanted to set 1. So you go ahead and whack that with the screwdriver to give it divisible by 1.
You hit 1, it emits divisible stack size of 1.
Okay, so let's hit this button. Okay,
But then it's going to still drop the whole thing.
But it gave us a bunch of stacks. So real quickly, you saw before Minecraft merged them into one stack, there were lots of individual items. So that's wrong. So we need exactly emit 1. So we also got to whack the thing with a monkey wrench. All right,
Emits
so
exact stack size of 1.
Great. Oh, we get 1 out. So now we can use this as a basis for building the rest of our machinery.
So for anybody that doesn't know, what Greg considers a stack size of 1 means any amount of items greater than 1, it's going to drop it. So if you want it to work like a vanilla hopper, you have to hit it to exact, or it will drop a divisible of that number. So even if we took this hopper and we set it to 9 and we had it not on exact and we had 63, which we don't have, but there's 54, if he hits that button, it's going to drop everything that's divisible by 9 and only leave the 2. But if we hit it with the monkey wrench, now it's going to do exactly 9, and we will have only 9 blocks. So that's the difference in GregTech hoppers from vanilla hoppers when it comes to how much it emits. Now, we also have heard complaints that sometimes this doesn't work, and there's also a quick fix for that, which I'll show you now. So for anybody that doesn't know, there is a high signal and a low signal with Redstone. High signal is a direct signal from Redstone. Low signal is, or I guess it's considered a passive Redstone signal. And a direct passive means that the block next to it has Redstone going into it. So in this case, which I do believe you said it wouldn't go up, so the thing needs to be
It's holding the items in there. So
oh, okay. So in this case, what it's doing is you're using a passive redstone signal. You can tell it's on, and then if he hits the button, it's going to turn that light off, and it'll still emit one item, it didn't emit shit. Because I don't think it works up. Minecraft has an issue with redstone going upwards. But see, this may be the exact opposite where our tick rate is good, so it's not going to work. Okay, that time it worked. Okay. So it was just the up thing, so don't put it up.
Yeah, don't put it up. It
Yeah.
behaves weird.
Yeah. But this is our basic tutorial on how to do GregTech circuits. And we'll be back in the next video to show you this contraption or that contraption, one of the two, and then the other using these circuits. So, have a good one.